It's Wednesday, the 10th of July, 2024. Welcome to the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 stories, 5 minutes. Let's go. Story number 1, Telstra has upped the prices of its mobile phone plans, including its cheaper Boost brand, a move which sent the telco share price higher yesterday.
Telstra's upped its mobile plans in line with inflation over the past couple of years, but this time around the increases are higher, with monthly postpaid plans rising from late next month. Prepaid plans will change from October 22. The telco said it needs to up prices to invest in technology and its network. Now, in terms of what it's doing, basic postpaid plans with 50 gigabytes of data will rise by about 5%. Premium plans will jump 4%. Prepaid plans, they'll rise 6 to 7%, while long-term plans are being priced much more aggressively. You can expect 9 to 12% increases in those. Telstra's competitors have also put up prices this year. Vodafone lifted costs between 6 to 9% earlier in the year. Optus raised some prices 5 to 6% in May. Telstra's share price yesterday finished up 2.2%, one of the best of the large caps on the ASX.
Sean, you mentioned Telstra's share price. While customers might not like the higher prices, Telstra seems keen to restore these profit margins, something that shareholders would likely agree with.
Remember back in May, Telstra outlined 2,800 job cuts, or nearly 10% of its workforce. Well, the telco is looking to lower costs, but it still has to invest in technology, including its network, and that's expensive. It's been hurting the telco's bottom line. Telstra's 1.3 million shareholders haven't really had a good time of it recently. Even after yesterday's jump, the share price is off 11% over the past 12 months. So any decision to boost revenue alongside cutting costs is one shareholders are likely to like. There's also an economic insight here. We regularly talk about services inflation not coming down fast enough. This is a great example of a service where prices are running well above overall inflation. Same deal at Telstra, Optus, Vodafone. They've all hiked prices in excess of inflation. It's no wonder the Reserve Bank's struggling to contain inflation.
All right, moving on to story number 2 now. And Australia, backed by allies, the US, UK, Canada, New Zealand and Japan, has accused a Chinese state-backed cyber group, APT40, of repeatedly targeting government and private sector networks.
The naming and detailing of actions of the group APT40 by the Australian Signals Directorate is unprecedented and comes just a month after China's Premier visited Australia. And as relations between the two countries improve, the statement was backed by the Five Eyes countries that you mentioned, Michael, as well as Germany, South Korea and Japan. APT40, backed by the Chinese government, regularly targets organisations in various countries, and the Intelligence Alliance believes other countries are at risk of the same security threats. The group of nations said APT40 is actively conducting regular reconnaissance against networks of interest in Australia, looking for opportunities to compromise its targets. Now, the group uses compromised devices. Doesn't have to be big business. Could be a small office. Could be a home office device. They then launch attacks that blend in with legitimate traffic, challenging network defenders.
All right, on to story number 3. The stage 3 tax cuts didn't give consumers much more confidence, Sean, with sentiment falling again this month, particularly among middle income earners.
The Westpac Melbourne Institute Consumer Sentiment Survey for July shows people are stuck in a deeply pessimistic mood. Not helping is a big jump in rate rise expectations. 60% now expect higher rates. The survey shows family finances are under pressure, while stage 3 tax cuts, along with other July 1 measures, have done little to boost the mood. Now, having said that, Westpac pointed out that many people wouldn't have received extra money in their pocket when the survey was done. There was some good news, with consumers less pessimistic about the economic outlook.
Story number 4, retailer Bapcor, which owns Autobarn, has rejected a $1.8 billion takeover offer from Bain Capital, saying the price didn't represent fair value.
The group also appointed a new CEO who is currently running 7-Eleven in Australia. In a statement, the board of Bapcor said it had considered the Bain proposal and the outlook for the company and decided the $5.40 a share offer was too low. After initially falling on the news, Bapcor's share price closed flat at $5.06. Doesn't necessarily mean the deal's off the table. Analysts thought the initial bid from Bain was a bit opportunistic. The initial bid was about 24% below Bapcor's peak in September last year. That was a 23% premium to where Bapcor was trading at the time. I just reckon we'll hear more about this one.
Yeah. All right. Last one. Story number 5. X has been hit by very slow user growth as the social media platform's owner, Elon Musk, divides audiences and it faces new competition from the rise of Meta's rival platform, Threads.
X said its number of global daily active users in the second quarter of this year was 251 million, a rise of 1.6% from the same period the year before, according to the Financial Times. This contrasts with the double-digit growth experienced in the years leading up to the acquisition by Musk. Musk has been a divisive leader of X. He rebranded it from Twitter to X. The group has shed advertisers, and Musk decided to remove most of the platform's content moderators. Now, Facebook owner Meta launched rival platform Threads a year ago in an effort to challenge X. It's grown to 175 monthly active users compared to 600 monthly active users claimed by X, but the growth rate is far, far greater than that of X's.
All right, there we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Wednesday, the 10th of July, 2024. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. If 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed, wherever you listen to podcasts, or at fearandgreed.com.au, which is also where you can sign up for our free weekly newsletter. It comes out today. So jump onto the website now, pop your email address in just in time to get this week's edition. Also out today, How Do They Afford That, which is our sister podcast all about making your money work harder for you. Today, we're taking a look at a bunch of things that you can do with your tax cut, and particularly a focus on how you can use it to set yourself up for the future. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.